Popgoes Arcade has had a fantastic reception, 98% positive reviews, only a 2% refund rate, 300 active players, etc. However, ultimately it has not been a successful launch. The reach has been very small. Does anyone have any ideas on how to spread the word? I've been seeing similar tweets like this from Kane Carter for a while now, requesting support on his game, which was just re-released on Steam with additional content. Kane, for those who are unfamiliar, is the lead developer of Popgoes, a Five Nights at Freddy's fan game that was accepted into the Fazbear fanverse, and is now receiving a full-on remake which looks incredible. Everyone is talking about it. But you know what they're not talking about? Popgoes Arcade, at least according to Kane. It makes no sense, right? Why wouldn't people who love the heck out of Popgoes flock towards buying this game? Well, I think it all has to do with what I'd like to call the Five Nights at Freddy's World Problem, a concept I'll be introducing to you today. So welcome to my exciting new video. It's me, Nathan, and right here, right now, I'm going to introduce you to the Five Nights at Freddy's World Problem, an issue that spawns when a popular game gets a spin-off that the public just isn't interested in. As always, if you enjoyed today's video, administer a big ol' like and subscribe for similar content in the future. So now, without further ado, let's get started with today's video. Five Nights at Freddy's World released January 21st, 2016, following the success of Five Nights at Freddy's 4 and during the height of the game's popularity. It was advertised as a cute RPG adventure starring animatronics from across the franchise and was available on Steam for $9.99. Despite it being connected to the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise, World differed greatly with its presentation and gameplay, breaking away from the point-and-click horror the franchise was known for. But seeing as it was connected to the popular series, there's no reason why it wouldn't be a success, right? Oh. Five Nights at Freddy's World was promptly removed from Steam due to mixed reviews. PewDiePie didn't play it, Jacksepticeye didn't continue it, and Markiplier, who at the time was the channel to watch Five Nights at Freddy's videos, didn't play it. In fact, practically nobody outside of the circle of die-hard Five Nights at Freddy's fans played this game. Was it because it was broken? Was it because it was too expensive? I would stand to reason that the sole reason World failed was because it wasn't Five Nights at Freddy's. The thing people love about the series is the point-and-click horror aspect, and when you take that away, you get a game that is limited to one specific audience. The people who love Five Nights at Freddy's and love it enough to play a game that is a completely different genre. So that big audience that once showed up for the other games is just impossible to replicate when you're releasing a different experience. This is the Five Nights at Freddy's World problem. Now let's look at Popgoes Arcade. It costs money on Steam, it's in a format that differs from the Popgoes formula, and although it's still loosely connected to Popgoes, you need to be invested in Popgoes to truly appreciate it. Add on the fact that Popgoes hasn't been mainstream for years, and you get a game that is probably great, but that no one other than die-hard Popgoes fans have any interest in playing. And unlike Five Nights at Freddy's, which had 4 games at the time Five Nights at Freddy's World released, Popgoes only has a single one that technically hasn't even been released yet. So taking all these things into consideration, it makes sense why Popgoes Arcade is underperforming on Steam, and why Kane is having a hard time getting people to play it. At the beginning of this video, I mentioned a tweet that said you were looking for a solution to boost the exposure of Popgoes Arcade. Well, luckily for you, where there is a problem, there is a solution, and the Five Nights at Freddy's World one is no exception. Realizing that his game wasn't reaching its desired audience, Five Nights at Freddy's developer Scott Cawthon prepared a second update to the game. But this time, instead of building upon the RPG elements seen in the base game, Scott began implementing things that catered more towards the Five Nights at Freddy's audience. He added a creepy EXE type minigame, refurbished the world to look creepier, implemented fan-favorite characters, and mixed gameplay styles so that everyone, not just RPG fans, had something to look forward to. These changes left World with a much better reputation, and I think overall it was pretty successful after that. So here's my solution for you, Kane Carter. If you want Popgoes Arcade to succeed, then you need to have something that brings in your primary audience. Maybe bundle Popgoes Arcade with the Legacy Edition of Popgoes and call it Popgoes Legacy Collection. Now you have people who are going to buy and play Popgoes Arcade because they get the original Popgoes on Steam. I know you said Evergreen was in early development, but you could add a playable demo of some sorts that gives you a taste of what to expect with the game, maybe letting you tour the new restaurant. Something, anything that takes you into that same point-and-click horror experience that you can't just watch on YouTube like the current Evergreen sneak peek. And if you want to do the minimal amount of work, Just promise that anyone who buys Arcade gets Premier Access or a special digital token when the game releases. If I knew that I'd be getting something for Evergreen, you bet I'd buy Arcade in a heartbeat, and I'm sure others would agree. It's not enough to just say it's connected to Popgoes. As we've seen with World, you have to offer that same experience, or an experience that doesn't have a limited audience to be successful. This is how you spread the word. But anyway, that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Check out the office reveal of Popgoes Evergreen on YouTube, and I'll leave a link to Popgoes Arcade in the description below. I have a lot of faith in Kane and his team in making Evergreen, and I wish them the best when it comes to spreading the word about Arcade. Hopefully this video reaches you and helps you in some way, but if it doesn't, I hope those who watched got something out of it. So what do you think? Does Popgoes Arcade suffer from the Five Nights at Freddy's World Problem? What are you looking forward to next in Popgoes Evergreen? If you played Arcade, what would you rate it? Tell me in the comments below. But anyway, that's all for me. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and here's to hoping our paths cross in the future. Alright, goodbye.